All right, everybody, what is going on? We got about an hour before kickoff, and I planned on making a video earlier this morning going through some of the updates that we got about injury and injury adjacent information, but we didn't really have enough until the last couple of minutes when we finally got the inactive list for both teams. So, going to go ahead and go through the updates, going to talk about the information that we have. At this point, we pretty much have I think we pretty much have everything relevant to this game. So let's start with something that isn't really relevant to this game directly, but it is injury related. This came down yesterday afternoon. The Seahawks have put George Holani on injured reserve. So we already knew he was going to miss this game. Now we know he's going to miss at least the next 3 games after this one. Maybe he can come back after then. Again, it's not really that big of a deal because George Holani didn't have a big role on this team, but it does mean we need a new third running back. All right, guys, before I go any further, I want to tell you guys about my buddies over at Sleeper. And let me tell you, if you're not using Sleeper for daily fantasy football, you are missing out. Check out the left side of your screen right now. Look at all the fun stuff you can get up to. Look at all the stuff you can pick one way or the other on. I've got an entry for this week, the Thanksgiving week of football. We got George Pickens over 75.5 yards against Kansas City. I got Chase Brown and JSN scoring anytime touchdowns in their respective games. And I've got Josh Allen throwing for at least 2 touchdowns against Pittsburgh. Get on over there. You can put together bet slips just like this one. And if you use promo code SBN, that is SBN, you can get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Check out Sleeper today. Go put your picks down and have fun with sports this year. And our new third running back for the moment looks like it's going to be Myles Gaskins. Per Brady Henderson, Myles Gaskin has been signed to the 53. That's a name that should be familiar for a lot of Seahawks fans. Former Washington Husky, been in the NFL previously. Hasn't done a ton, but he does have some NFL reps under his belt, so he's not bad as far as third running backs go. And again, your third running back doesn't play very much. Sometimes he doesn't play at all. So that is the guy we now have to replace Holani. And we also have, I guess you could call him a fourth running back, although I don't really know if you would call this guy a running back. Velez Jones Jr. has been elevated from the practice squad for this game. Now, he's kind of a running back slash receiver slash returner. So it's a little more complicated. But those are the two guys that you might see get a little bit of action today because we don't have Holani. Also potentially getting some action today is Quandre Diggs. So Quandre Diggs has been elevated from the practice squad, so there's a real chance he plays today. There is some good news here, however, with the safety position. So maybe we won't have to lean on him too much, but don't be surprised if you see a little bit of Quandre out there, especially if the game gets out of hand and we're just kind of able to put whoever out there. So Quandre Diggs has indeed been elevated, so good news there. Happy about that. Could be fun to see what he can do. And he doesn't have to play yet, then, I mean, at least he's here, right? He's here, and I guess if we win the Super Bowl this year, he gets a ring out of it, right? I think that's how it works. So Quandre Diggs, active. Vikings elevated John Wolford from the practice squad, so he is officially the backup quarterback today for the Vikings, which that could end up playing a role in this game for sure. I saw somewhere that their third string emergency quarterback is actually Justin Jefferson, so I guess we don't have to worry about Desmond Ridder. I don't know if worry is the right word to use when it comes to Desmond Ridder, but I guess he's just not active. So yeah, John Wolford's the backup. They also elevated a cornerback, Dwight McLaughlin Jr. So those are their practice squad elevations. This all came out yesterday, but today we finally got some data concerning inactive and active players, which gives a little bit of a clue as to who's going to play and who's not going to play because of injury. So first on the Seahawks side of things, we have the inactive list. Milroe, Bobo, Shaq Griffin, Cam Akers. So Cam Akers, the running back we just signed, not going with him right now. We're going with Myles Gaskin, and we're going with Velez Jones, Jared Ivey, Connor O'Toole, Mason Richmond. One name that is not listed here that is going to be very impactful for these Seahawks is Okada. Okada, who is questionable, who didn't do a lot of practicing this week. He is not on the inactive list, which means he's going to give it a go and he's going to play at least some. Now, maybe he gets out there and he aggravates it. Maybe he gets out there and just decides, you know what, I can't go the way I need to go, but he's going to give it a shot. So we got Okada. So that's pretty big. That was the one significant question mark for this game. And we're good to go. And Holani's not here, by the way, because he's on injured reserve. You don't need to declare injured reserve players inactive. So that is what we are rocking with. And hey, again, not saying that there aren't some issues with this team right now, injury-wise, but we are basically clean in terms of the stuff that we weren't sure about this week. So once we get Julian Love back and Jaron Reed back, it's going to be basically perfect. And the Vikings side of things, they're inactives. This is very interesting, right? Because they had a lot of questionable players. So got Theo Jackson. Okay, he's out. Not a big deal. The big deal here is Christian Darrisaw. He was the other guy who was questionable, who could have been on this list or could not have been on this list. He is indeed on the list, so he is out, which means the Minnesota Vikings are down their starting left tackle, and they're down their starting left guard because we knew Donovan Jackson was already out. Now, the good news here for the Vikings is they are going to have Jonathan Greenard, they are going to have Jalen Redmond, and Josh Metellus. So those three guys, pretty important for them, especially now. They needed those guys. Looks like they're going to have those guys. These other guys listed here, we knew about, we knew Thielen was out. We knew McCarthy was out. We knew Eurosec doesn't really play for them. Elijah Williams, not a big part of their rotation. So, yeah, the Darrisaw thing is big. So their offensive line is a wounded duck right now. They've got Ryan Kelly. They got Will Fires in there. So they have some of their key guys. But that left side is backups. And I said this before, I'll say it again. Their current left guard with no Donovan Jackson is a right guard who is moving over to left guard for this game. So always a dicey proposition. Always an uncomfortable proposition for any NFL team. So that is the situation right now. They are going to have some of their key defensive pieces at least, I guess. But offensively, this Vikings team is... They got real problems. They are missing a lot of guys that they really need to even have a chance in a game like this. And I say that even knowing how bad J.J. McCarthy has been. At the very least, J.J. McCarthy's an NFL caliber quarterback, even if he's a bad NFL caliber quarterback. I don't know if you can say that about Max Brosmer. Maybe we'll find out today. All right. See you guys later. Go Hawks. Going to stream on Bleacher Report right after the game. Going to make a video after the Bleacher Report stream. Going to stream later on YouTube. You know the drill. You know what it's all about. See you guys soon. Go Hawks.